Alright, it's time to go through PvP. Real quick, just do quick thoughts on PvP. If you guys do enjoy this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe. So, specifically, I want to talk about a main playlist that I think should not be there. Now, I like the overall PvP experience. I feel like the sandbox is in a good position. I feel like many different weapons can be successful in the Crucible, including scout rifles. I see a bunch of different special weapons. For instance, grenade launchers, single shot grenade launcher, shotguns, fusion rifles, snipers. I see a bunch of those. But the game mode I just cannot stand and I think should be replaced is Control. Now, I used to love Control back in D1. I thought Control was one of the best modes that they had. So, let me go through the pros of Control. Team-oriented, which is obviously a good thing for PvP. 6v6 team-oriented. That is a very good thing. Objectives. The objectives give diversity to the gameplay, which is good for the overall experience and gives a different feel when playing the game, which different feels in different modes is a good thing. I do enjoy that, having an objective and having the teamwork actually be important. And then intended for longer, more competitive gameplay. It's all about capturing zones, fighting for that boundary, and going down to the wire very close and having to capture the objective while fighting. But here's the cons I've run into over the countless times I've played in the Classic Mix and Control playlist. People quit when losing. They're tiny maps. Destiny 2 maps, most of them were designed for 4v4, so having these sized maps in Destiny 2 6v6 isn't too good for the game. The gameplay, that is. Easy spawn camp. I have dealt so many times with people spawn camping. It's very easy to memorize the spawns on smaller maps, which allows for spawn camping. And if you leave a zone uncaptured and you stay at a certain distance from that zone, you can easily just keep wiping teams from their own spawns. Practically impossible to fight spawn campers. I have been on those sides, and I believe I am a good PvPer. But you cannot fight an uphill battle. It just doesn't work out. When you spawn in and are instantly outnumbered and getting shot at, it leaves you very little time to react, and it is practically impossible to react in a way that can benefit you without a super, without heavy, without extra special. Mercy. Mercy is something that is inflicted after, I believe, a 60-point lead. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 50 or 60 points. And that happens to me a lot, whether I'm doing the mercy rolling with my team or the opposing team is mercy rolling. So it's supposed to have longer competitive games, actually ends up having the shortest games on the planet. Power play spawn campers are the worst. So to branch off of the original spawn camper idea, if you have a power play and you have your team oriented in a certain position, you can easily spawn camp while racking up 3 points per kill, leading to a mercy roll, leading to instant annihilation, basically. Which is not good. I say it for all those categories I just named. Not good. And I've had games that have lasted under 3 minutes. It is possible to lose in under 3 minutes, which is not a good PvP experience. It's overall a very bad experience and a very frustrating experience that doesn't make me want to play PvP. So, the mode is designed to have a competitive team experience that is supposed to last longer than Clash. However, that hardly ever happens. Half the time, you either mercy or you get mercied. And the rest of the times, yeah, you'll sometimes get those good competitive games. but most of the time you will not get those games. I prefer Clash a lot more in Destiny 2, mainly because I feel like it is a fair game. Spawns are oriented to team positioning, and it is not that easy to spawn camp somebody. Plus, one kill is 1 point. So I feel like it creates a much more intense position, especially for PvP. And that is exactly the point of PvP, to have a competitive experience. Now, of course, this isn't as competitive as, let's say, survival. However, I think Control is the worst mode for PvP. I believe changes should be made to it. Hopefully changes are made to it. Or take Control out and just put Clash in and make Control the rotating playlist. I wouldn't mind that. Or just flat out put Clash in anyway. Make Clash a standalone playlist. That way, for those that do not want to play Control and get demolished, can go into Clash and have good games. So those are really my thoughts on PvP and Control, and why I think Control is arguably the worst mode.